Objective of this session is to discuss about error and exceptions in Python. There are basically two kinds of error: syntax error and semantic error. Syntax error, which is also called parsing error, it pertains to the role and grammar of the language. It is the most common kind of error. Here in this example, the variable x should be in the left hand side and the value should be in the right hand side. So it is giving syntax error because you cannot assign to literal. Semantic error pertains to the meaning of the statement. Writing invalid program logic which can produce incorrect result even if the syntax is correct, it is called semantic error. Exceptions. Even if the statement is syntactically correct, still there may be error when you try to execute it. These errors are called exceptions. Common example of exceptions: index error. It is raised when index is not found in the sequence. Like in the list, the last index is 2, starting from 0, 1, 2. So when you give index 3, so it is raising index error. Other kind of error is key error. Like in this dictionary, there are 3 keys A, B, C, and when you are using a key which does not exist in the dictionary, it is giving key error. Type error. In this example, in the index has to be, this is a list, the index has to be either an integer or slices, and using a string is giving type error. Attribute error. In this example, when you want to use this add method with a list, add is used with a shared object. List does not have this add method, so it is giving attribute error. Name error. It is raised when that particular identifier is not found. Before defining this identifier, if you call it, it will give name error. Zero division error. When the second argument of a division or modulo is 0, Python raises zero division error. Another common error is indentation error. Now in this example, in the second line, there should be an indentation to create a code block for the function. So that is missing. That is why it is raising an indentation error. Overflow error. When the result of an arithmetic operation is too large to be represented, it raises overflow error. Now let me show you practically how these errors are occurring. We are starting with 3 equal to x. So this is a syntax error because identifier has to be in the left hand side and the value in the right hand side. Now we are creating a list and then we'll try to index it. We are using an index which is beyond the range. So it is giving index error because the index of the last element is 0, 1, 2. Now I am defining a dictionary and then we are trying to use a key which is not in the dictionary. So this will produce key error because there are only two keys A and B in the dictionary. So using a key which does not exist in the dictionary will raise key error. So it is giving key error. Now we'll show an example of type error. We are writing year plus, here we are adding a string and number. So it is producing type error because only two strings can be concatenated. So one string plus one number, it will raise type error. Example of attribute error. We have already defined a list and we will apply a function which is used for set. So we are using for now this add function is used for set, and I am trying to add number 10 to the list, and it will raise attribute error. It is raising attribute error because list object does not have the attribute add. Now example of name error. Now I have not defined y. Now if I want to print y, it will give name error. So it is raising name error because y is not defined. But suppose I define y, I assign a value 45 to y, and now I am giving this same comment. Now there is no name error because I have already defined the variable y. Now zero division error, when the second argument of a division or modulo is 0, this will raise the zero division error. Here we are getting zero division error. Now another kind of common error which occurs in Python, that is the indentation error. In Python, indentation is not cosmetic, indentation is a must. Like while defining a function, I am defining a function greet, function name, and then in the second line you see it has already given the indentation, but suppose I remove the indentation and I start from here and give print hello. Now if you want to run this code, it will raise indentation error. You see it has raised the indentation error, expected an indented block. Overflow error. When some arithmetic operation is too large, overflow error occurs. For example, I take a number 24583 and raise to power 2589 decimal point 1245. You see here the result is too large, so that is why it is giving overflow error. So what have you learned? You have learned about syntax error, semantic error, and the different kind of exception